What's up, guys? Mike here from Swood and Mike G, and in today's video, I'm here with my man, Aaron. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, Mike? Excited to be here anytime. You get to be in proximity of Clash Gods like Mike G and Swood. It's a good day.
Indeed, indeed it is. So I just
Shameless,
had to have you in this
shameless,
channel.
shameless plug for Mike G and Swood. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course, subscribe to us for the greatest. But I just had to have you on the channel because I saw you playing this crazy deck. How did you come about it?
Well, okay, credit where credit's due. This is not my deck. I saw a clan I never heard run it in RPL, and they lost the first set to the mighty Team Queso 3-0. And then in the second set, two guys broke this deck out, one of them against Surgical Goblin, and there was just this look of confusement and frustration on Surgical Goblin's face. And then mere days later, I saw Surge running it in a competitive tournament. I was like, all right, if this deck can beat Surgical Goblin, it's probably the greatest deck ever created. So I wanted to learn how to use it and how it works.
I mean, you can't really find any fault with that logic, so I agree. I agree. All right, so do you have any like beginner tips or tricks you want to give people before we jump into these replays?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing to understand about this deck is it's very, very difficult defensively in certain situations because you only got two ground troops, really. You've got the Mega Knight and you've got the Goblin Hut, and everything else is offensive. So sometimes you have to get very creative with how you defend. You have to use offensive cards defensively, defensive miners, defensive skeleton barrels. And the second most important thing for your offense is to always know where their skeleton barrel counter is, whether it's zap or log or in weird cases arrows. Because a lot of times people are going to want to zap your minions, not your minions. They're going to want to zap your bats. Sometimes they even zap spear goblins that build up from the Goblin Hut, and that's your time to really go in hard offensively. So be creative on defense, know where their skeleton barrel counter is on offense, and you're good to go.
All right, cool. Let's just jump right into this game. All right, so in our first match, we're playing against Bird. I'm going to pause it at 257. You want to let me know when you're there?
Yep, I'm there.
All right, cool. 3, 2, 1, play. All right, so in your starting hand, is this an ideal like opening play for you? Like, how do you feel about this hand?
No, this is terrible.
Okay.
Because I don't want to cycle bats because I might need them to do huge defensive work. Because right now it's my only defensive troop in hand. I want Goblin Hut. It's a nice slow card. I can see what they're playing. So I play Skeleton Barrel in the back just to try to see what they're playing, and I'm like, oh crap, it's 3 Musketeers. And this is just a really bad start for me because I have to use poison, and now I've got nothing for his spammy troops.
Okay, okay. Gotcha. Okay. So, let's talk about some of the matchups. We're just going to kind of go over some quick questions during the first game, and then we're going to go into some heavy commentary, game 2, 3, 4, depending. So, matchups-wise, what do you think is one of the more difficult matchups for this deck to play against?
Anything that's got bridge spam. I mean, so decks with Battle Ram, Princes, Bandit, it's all extremely, extremely difficult because, like I said, you only have the Mega Knight really to stop those type of cards, and usually you're going to need that for something heavier. So this matchup is really tough. Like a P.E.K.K.A Miner with a Bandit would be extremely difficult because you just don't have good ways to stop those cards. And you can see this guy's super happy with himself in this replay. He's like, yeah, I killed your Goblin Hut. You didn't have anything to deal with my Battle Ram. I'm like, yep.
Sounds about right. So the 3 Musketeer matchup, do you like poison pumps often, or do you just kind of have to let them go and try to poison out the Musketeers?
No, you can never ever poison pumps in this because you're going to need it for the minion horde, and actually more often the Musketeers. The trick that I figured out is you're going to need to kill the minion horde with Skeleton Barrel Zap, because that will kill a minion horde, and then that frees up Mega Knight to help deal with the 3 Musketeers and the Battle Ram.
Wait, repeat that. Skeleton Barrel Zap kills minion horde? What do you mean?
That's correct. So they changed the Skeleton Barrel. It used to have no death damage. Now it has like death damage like a balloon, just not nearly as much. So if a minion horde gets right on top of the Skeleton Barrel, it'll basically do zap-like damage, and then you do a second zap, it kills it.
Wow, that is actually kind of a cool interaction. I didn't even think about that. Wasn't really wow. Okay, I'll take it. Because like when I actually saw the stat changes and stuff, I knew that it obviously killed bats and it killed skeletons, but I didn't really think it'd be good for all that much else. But knowing it can kill minions actually gives a lot of versatility to the card. So you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do it in this matchup, but there's other Three Musketeer matchups where they see that I get poison out of cycle, and they play a miner and then a minion horde at bridge, and I play defensive skeleton barrel in front of the minion horde, and then zap immediately after to save my tower's sweet virginity.
As is necessary more often than not. So interesting. So how do you feel going into the rest of this game? Do you feel like you have this in the bag at this point, since there's
at this point? Oh, at this point, I'm just like in my head. I'm like, oh, just don't do anything too stupid. Like, yeah, I've got this.
Okay.
'Cause he just made a couple big mistakes. You know, using zap when he shouldn't have, and he also he let me do that play where if you saw earlier, I did take a
minion horde out.
Minion horde out with the
that was
skeleton
really cool.
barrel zap.
I approve.
So at this point when he pumps, I'm like, dude, you just give up. You're pumping in double elixir when I have 2 goblin huts.
And his tower's at 523. Clearly, this man is a professional Clash Royale player.
Believe it or not, this guy got 20 wins, and I just managed to miss the tower with that poison, or this would have been over.
GG already.
So we get to yeah, I know. I get to drag this out, have a little extra fun, and because if you notice, this guy was very chipper and spamming emotes.
Pretty excited to be playing against your deck here.
So yeah, I had a special little prediction miss. Sorry, buddy.
I love the miner, very pro miner. One of the better ones I've seen in my Clash Royale career.
It's the simple things in Clash Royale that I think give you the most pleasure.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. All right, so let's just jump right into the second game. Wait, this is the one you 3-crowned. Do we want to go over this one?
So we don't want to go over this. I just posted it so you could see the progression of games. Supercell was like, all right, let's give you another ridiculously hard matchup. Expo with Goblin Hut and Inferno Dragon. So it's like he's got answers to everything I've got and then some. And fortunately for me, this guy was just not very good. I wanted to say terrible, but I was like, maybe Huguette was having an off day. So Supercell was like, all right, you 3-crown that guy. Let's give you someone else who's a 20-win player with the exact same matchup. Good luck with that, buddy. It's like, thanks, Supercell. I love you guys. You're awesome.
Wow, that is so bizarre. Playing against 2. I wonder if like someone made a YouTube video on it or like what happened here, because that is
I'd never seen
really
that deck
strange
before.
deck. Yeah, I don't understand what's happening. But let's just jump right into it. Once again, I'm going to pause it at 2:57. You want to let me know when you're there?
Yep, I'm there.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, play. All right, so I think you might like this starting hand just a little bit better than the last one.
Yeah, this is great. So I've got Goblin Hut, that's what you want to get down. Because, see, he cycles troops. I get to get a good investment card. He's got Goblin Hut. I mean, this is all very good for me. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I was like, I'm looking at him like, no, this can't be the same deck I just played. And I literally, I was like, no, it can't be. Like,
Impossible.
That was such a weird random deck. He's got to be playing some sort of like miner. Like, I don't know why he has Fireball. Let me go in offensively and try to get a little extra value from the skeleton barrel and from the Goblin Hut. And then at that point, when I see the Inferno Dragon, I'm like, oh no. It is the same deck. I have made an error. Because this is just a monster push. Yeah, it's like, how am I going to stop Expo? So luckily, I'm able to get a clutch zap, and I don't take too much damage.
Oh yeah, that was actually insanely good from you. I was kind of curious how you're going to defend that. Just watching it play by.
No, but here's something crucial that I think is really important with this deck. You have to get maximum value from your Goblin Huts. So at this point, I know his Expo's out of cycle, and I play my Goblin Hut all the way at the back because I don't want to let him snipe it with an Expo. So in this deck, I move the placement of my Goblin Hut a lot to make sure that it's going to stay alive as much as possible. If he had Expo in cycle, I would have played it slightly higher up, so the Expo would lock onto it and it could do some defensive work there. But at this point, I've kind of stabilized. If you see, I mean, I'm a little bit behind on damage, but I'm way up on elixir.
I mean, a 4 elixir lead, I would call winning. I don't really know how else to phrase that, But so, do you like just raw dog and a skeleton barrel? Like, is that a play you'd recommend?
No, I don't like it, but I knew that. See, I kind of screwed this up a little bit. I knew that he had Expo in cycle,
Okay.
so if I overextended too much, then I was gonna end up losing my tower. So I was just trying to bait out Elixir and get that Expo out, and I unfortunately did not do a great job defending it, even though I had a big Elixir advantage, because this is just very hard for me to defend.
Yeah, you win this game, right?
I know. Just have faith. Mike G of little faith.
I mean, I'm not gonna say much, but if I was watching this live, I don't know how confident I'd be in your ability right now.
So at this point, I don't know why he put that there. That was kind of his one huge mistake. Because at this point, he's just thinking, okay, I just fireball zap and I win this. And in my head, I'm like, wow, I can't give him enough elixir to fireball zap.
So you just went in really hard, trying to like get the dub real quick.
And and that zap from him was perfect. If you notice, like he timed it so that skeleton barrel got no damage. And I'm just going all in at this point.
Just trying to get every last bit of damage you can.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
And I slowly turn it.
144 on the tower.
He's got zap. He's got fireball and cycle. Too late.
Wow, you are a legend, sir. That was beautifully played. So
never give up. Never surrender.
Yeah, clearly that you've seen it here first, ladies and gentlemen. This is magic, just fucking magic, dude. All right, let's check out the third matchup. So you're actually playing against a relatively popular deck, Hog Mega Knight. How do you feel about that?
I was pretty happy for two reasons. I mean, are we into the game now?
No, not yet.
Okay, I paused it at 257. You've got a lot of answers for the Hog in this deck. You've got the Goblin Hut. You've got the Mega Knight. In a pinch, you can use Inferno Dragon. So their primary win condition is Hog, and I'm well set up to deal with that. And then second, I'm playing John Tan, who I know well from Ladder. I've played him many times. And I've got two rules about Ladder: never play a Royal Giant, never lose to John Tan. So I was feeling pretty good once I saw this game unfold. By no means is it an easy matchup. Hog Mega Knight is still an extremely strong deck, but I felt like I was going to find a way to pull this one out.
Okay. Well, without further ado, let's just kind of hop right into it. 3, 2, 1, play. All right. So, your starting hand here, is this like an average starting hand? Because I noticed, like, obviously Goblin Hut is just one card. How do you deal with hands where you don't open it?
I don't want to. I'm going to wait a second because maybe he pumps and then I can miner. When he plays, I was unsure. I could have zapped, but I was like, nah, I think I'm going to want that zap. So it's safe to just play Skeleton Barrel in the back. It's pretty cheap. It's a 3 elixir card, and they're going to have to do something to deal with it.
Yeah, they have to spend some kind of elixir somewhere. It's kind of like playing the mana at the bridge.
So, I mean, if you saw that, he used his bats to kill the barrel, but since I minored, then he had to use 2 more elixir to deal with the skeleton that spawned. So that was actually a good trade for me.
Yeah, that was really favorable. I approve. Okay.
Well, and the best part is it also got the ice golem out of rotation, so he couldn't use it with the hog.
Which is gonna be your saving grace later down the road. So, Spear Goblin, how does it do against Hog Rider? I saw like earlier, just kind of just solo it without a problem.
Very well. If your placement is good, it's just gonna completely deny all damage.
Well, that's pretty hype, even with Ice Golem, or no? You have to actually respond at that point.
No. If Ice Golem's in cycle, you're gonna probably want something else, but you wouldn't necessarily need to. The hog might get like 1 hit.
Okay, cool. So something I noticed is a lot of players tend to poison Inferno Dragon in their games, and some players just won't out of like religion, as the great Jake would say. That was a really good miner, by the way. Why did you choose to play poison there?
Just because I had nothing to really deal with that Inferno Dragon. I mean, I was anticipating maybe having to Mega Knight, and I just was trying to get that thing as low as possible. Anything else I played was just going to die to his troops and then make an even bigger counter push for him.
Gotcha. All right. Moving on from gotcha to all right. So, really moving up in the world. But you actually got some good damage there with the skeleton barrel, taking his tower down to 1557.
Yeah, this is looking good for me at this point.
So would you say this is actually a favorite like matchup for you? Or
I
is
think
it?
so.
Okay.
I mean, again, it's hard. It's very easy to screw this up, but you just have so many counters to his win condition that. And same thing. I know like poisoning looks weird, but I would not want to get my Inferno Dragon too high up.
Okay. I mean, it worked, so you can't really complain too much, right? Okay, this is a really scary push coming in here. You have Mega Knight, you have Inferno Dragon, you have Skeleton Barrel, Bats, Miner. Is this where you just like steal the game? Is this it?
Yeah, this is called the Soul Taker push.
The Soul Taker push. I appreciate the name of this game.
But credit to him though, like he got all the way back to Zap, but then he had nothing for Inferno Dragon. GG, John Tan.
The streak continues.
But I mean, you can see like I took minimal damage to my towers.
Yeah, I mean you have a lot of counters to a lot of his cards. Obviously, he has a lot of counters as well, so it's probably more of a little bit of a skill matchup. But I can definitely see how you pull it out. Well, we did see how you pulled it out, so you know. If I'm a little off today, guys, I apologize. I just did not get any sleep last night filming that Skeleton Barrel video. I just had to get up for you guys as soon as possible, so forgive me, please.
Hey,
right.
hey, you're being so good to bless him with your presence. Do not apologize.
You're right, fam. You're right. All right, so now let's whip right into this final game for the 12-0. You got 12-0, right?
Yes, this was a perfect 12-0
wild
against very hard counters.
Appreciate it. And every one of these guys had 20 wins, so that's even crazier. All right, so let's just hop right into this final game of the Grand Challenge. All right, I'm going to pause it at 2:57 again. Let me know when you're there. All right, 3, 2, 1, play. All right, so starting hands. How do you feel about this one?
Not great. I can cycle bats, but then I don't have anything after that.
Okay.
So this is a hand where I'm just gonna sit and wait.
So is this more of a deck where you just kind of passive and you let your opponent make the first move?
No. I mean, usually I want to get Goblin Hut down, but in this case I didn't. I was waiting to see if he was going to play a big troop so I could counter push the other side.
Okay.
And I basically ended up just cycling to
Ooh, there's
Goblin
a bandit.
Hut. Yeah. See, this is the problem. Bandits destroy this deck. I have nothing for bandits, except for defensive miner. I just didn't have miner in cycle at that point, so I had to use, I mean, all kinds of stuff to defend. I used a Goblin Hut and a poison to defend that like little chippy push, and he's got E-Wiz and he has Zap for the Skeleton Barrel. So I mean, this is about the hardest counter you can get.
I mean, he has P.E.K.K.A. for your Mega Knight, he has E-Wiz for your Inferno Dragon, Zap for your Bats, Zap for the Skeleton Barrel, Minor Poison, which you can't defend, and Bandits. So, I mean, yeah, this is not looking great for you, to be honest.
No, I wasn't real excited.
How did you end up getting the win here? Did you just play it perfectly? Played like a god?
This is the one replay I didn't get to review, so I'm watching this and I'm not like entirely sure how I went.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we'll just have to figure it out as we go.
I mean, I think the answer in games like this is you just have to let your eyes roll back into your head, go to another dimension and just play out of your mind.
Agreed.
That's my official pro advice for your viewers. That's how I do it.
All right, you heard it first. You heard it here first, guys. Oh my lord. Sorry, I got distracted. My computer got a low battery notification, so I had to throw the charger on there real quick. Don't remember what we were talking about, but I'm sure it's fantastic and amazing, as it always is when Aaron is on this channel. Wait, wrong side. Sorry. There we go. Much better. All right, so we're 52 seconds into this game, and you haven't really touched his towers, so obviously you can't be feeling the best about this.
I hit it once.
Okay, sorry, my bad. He took maybe 100 off his towers. Yeah.
Literally just hit it once.
Yep. Pro plays. So, wait, is that a defensive poison or your poison?
That was
yours.
my
Okay,
poison.
yeah. For whatever reason, I'm used to you being true blue.
But,
So
that's how I do it. You missed the Zap.
Oh yeah, that would do it. That would do it for sure. That was a lot of damage.
You got a little bit antsy, and just whiffed on a Zap.
All right, well this makes a little more sense now. Now it's a super low elixir, can't defend everything, and yeah, that's the tower. Does this go to 2-2 or no? Nope, it does not.
No.
3 seconds left.
I was like, no. We're getting out of this game. Goblin Butt. Goblin Butt right
Real
at the
quick,
river.
we are not giving him a chance to come back. Not today.
And that's why I think in some respects, even though this is kind of a heavy deck, it's also a high skill cap deck. Both ways, both to play and defend. Because you saw, he had that game in the bag. Like all he
Oh
had
yeah.
to do was just minor poison me out, and I had a lot of things coming at him. I had the Inferno Dragon, I had the barrel, like, and he was just a little antsy, and he zapped just a little too soon, and then he went from having the game in the bag to, oh crap, I lost this whole thing. Um,
Yeah, and obviously he probably wasn't very happy about it. So could you like draw a parallel between like this and like a log bait deck, or do you think they play completely differently?
you said between this and bait?
Yeah, like bait, because it kind of has like similar aspects where like they have to play perfectly against you, or else you're gonna get like chip damage here and there. And if they make a mistake, they kind of just lose the game, kind of with like the
Well,
skeleton barrel on the tower right there.
yeah. I mean, so there's that same concept in bait where it's like you just wanted to get them to waste their log, and
Hmm.
then you can do like a knight goblin barrel and get insane damage. It's kind of this. It's kind of the same idea. If you can get them to waste zap, you can do skeleton barrel and miner, and I think the difference is like I said, this can be a lot harder to answer than bait, to answer certain offensive pushes. Because bait, like usually there's pretty clear answers. It's like, all right, I'm going to play the Goblin Gang, or if you're playing Inferno Tower, okay, they played a big tank, I'm going to play Inferno Tower. Um, this deck to consistently win, it's not the offense that's hard. It's a very very good offense deck. It's the defense where you have to get a little creative.
Okay, gotcha. So, before we head out for the video, what kind of like are there any substitutions you can make for this deck? Because obviously it's not the most free to play with 3 legendaries in the deck. Is there anything players at home can do if they're missing one or more cards?
I mean, so at the base of it, you really want to keep the Goblin Hut, the Bats, the Skeleton Barrel, and the Miner. You need all those cards.
Okay.
That's kind of the zap bait aspect of it. They might zap your Bats, they might zap some Goblins that build up, and then you can Miner Skeleton Barrel.
Okay.
And then with that, I think you probably also want to keep Zap and Poison. So the 2 cards in play, I would say, would be the Inferno Dragon and the Mega Knight. Um, I think you could probably replace the Mega Knight with like a P.E.K.K.A. perhaps, and
Okay.
then you wouldn't need a big tank killer because you have the P.E.K.K.A. So maybe swap in an Ewiz, or something that would fulfill similar general ideas that Inferno Dragon, and help you with air. So like a strong air card, Ewiz, maybe a Musketeer if you really want to go free to play.
Okay, gotcha. So with the Royal Ghost just coming out as this video is going live, how do you feel about this deck? Do you think it has a place in here, or do you think like how do you think this deck will adapt to Royal Ghost?
It's it will be continually hard to play. Like, so the Royal Ghost is kind of like a bridge spammy troop. It's almost just a more annoying bandit in a way.
Okay.
That has a little bit more health. So you're just gonna have to continue to be creative dealing with cards like that. I mean, defensive miners. I don't know what a Royal Ghost does to a Goblin Hut. I haven't seen that interaction.
That'd be
If
interesting.
it's
We'll have to test that out later on.
but I think the one benefit of the Royal Ghost is it doesn't immediately do as much damage as a bandit. I mean, I think it does more over time, but bandit, if it gets that one dash, you're in
You're a
trouble.
little sad, yeah, for sure.
Um, so
Man, it can be deadly.
I think you, provided that they don't have zap, you might have more success being able to just letting the Royal Ghost get to the tower and then immediately playing bats on top of it when it materializes.
Okay.
And it's going to get a couple swings in, but it's not going to do that like huge burst damage of a bandit.
Gotcha. Now, to go on the complete opposite side of things, let's say you're not free to play. Let's say you're top tier competitive player. You want to play something similar to this, and you have the Royal Ghost. Would you throw this in the? Would you throw that in this deck for anything?
Um,
Do you think it could have a place here?
Probably not. Like the one place you might substitute it is for the miner, but
Okay.
I just don't think it's a clean substitution. I mean, I think if you're if you're just Bren Chong god level wealthy and you already have a level 5 Royal Ghost, you just play a Royal Ghost deck.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes you just have to flex,
Yeah, and you throw it into a deck that would play a bandit or something like that.
Okay, okay. Well, this has been enlightening, Aaron. I'm so glad I got a chance to have you on the channel. Do you have any shout-outs you want to give before we peace out?
Yeah, no, I do have some shout outs.
Okay.
I want to shout out to John Tan for letting me win that game really easily. I appreciate that. I want
Very
to
important shout out.
shout out Surgical Goblin for making me realize how good this deck is by losing to someone from a no-name clan. Appreciate that. Want to shout out
yeah.
to Mike G and Swood for having me on the channel. That was awesome.
Hey.
Like real positivity there. No sarcasm. And shout out to the YouTube community. You guys are great, and it's always fun making content for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the channel, man. And as always, let me know what you think of this crazy deck in the comment section down below, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you, YouTube.